Good morning. This is Today News. My name is Acquah. It is Thursday, the 5th of March, 2026. Here are your headlines. Minority leader apologizes for what has been described as false and misleading statements against Interior Minister nearly 24 hours after being referred to Parliament's Privileges Committee. And suspect in alleged baby theft case at Mamprobi Polyclinic, Latifa Salifu, pleads not guilty to child stealing and has been granted bail. We've got this and much more coming right up. Do stay. You're welcome once again to the GH Today News with me, Acquah. Now, Minority Leader Alexander Kwame Afenyo-Markin has apologized for what he described as a false and misleading statement against the Interior Minister nearly 24 hours after he was referred to Parliament's Privileges Committee. Now, the development follows a formal complaint by Interior Minister Muntaka Mohamed Mubarak, who cited the lawmaker for contempt. Now, the referral stemmed from comments by the Minority Leader alleging that the ongoing security services recruitment exercise was a scam and that it imposed heavy financial burdens on applicants through a third-party IT firm. Speaking on the floor of Parliament, Afenyo-Markin retracted his claims and rendered an unqualified apology to the minister.
Contrary to the impression he had that I specifically made allegations against him which injures his reputation, Mr. Speaker, I would not do that specifically to hurt him or his ministry. And if, Mr. Speaker, the text of my concerns reflected so, it is hereby accordingly withdrawn. And, Mr. Speaker, as colleagues, when a member feels strongly about a statement which is unintended, the right thing to do is to withdraw and apologize to him. Mr. Speaker, I proceed to do so and to assure him that concerns that would arise out of any matter shall be properly brought to his attention. But on this matter, as I've said before, I will repeat it for Hansard, that anything related to him or his ministry is withdrawn. And again, apologies to him.
And the Interior Minister accepted the apology.
Please, let's respect each other. I will be the first to always say that fight for the right thing to be done. Make sure that wrong things are not done. But let's not do it as though we intend to destroy each other. I am heavily hurt. I'm heavily worried. But who am I to say that if a colleague acts using the same spot or the same microphone in the same chamber, now comes back to say he has withdrawn and is apologizing? Who am I to say that I'm going to play God and I will not accept it? I accept it wholeheartedly, and I pray that this guides all of us, myself, the hardworking service commanders that I have, the hardworking staff at the ministry, for us to continue to do the right thing, and to also assure the minority leader and the minority and the whole House that if there are anything that they think needs our attention, we'll be more than happy to look at them and address them. But I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, because even if we go to privileges and a member that you are referring to privileges goes there to say that, I'm sorry for all that I've said, it ends the matter. So if leadership in your wisdom and in the wisdom of the minority leader apologizes and withdraws, who am I to say I will not accept? My only plea, Mr. Speaker, is that if it is possible to expound that from our records.
Subsequently, First Deputy Speaker Bernard Acquah directed the referral of the minority leader to the Privileges Committee be withdrawn.
Following the retraction and apology by the minority leader of those statements made during the State of the Nation address, and also following the acceptance by the Minister of Interior, I would order that the referral to the Privileges and Immunities Committee for examination, inquiry, and reports is accordingly withdrawn. I will further direct that those words complained about said by the minority leader and complained about by the minority leader is accordingly ordered to be expunged from the record as if it does not exist. By so doing, the matter is put to rest.
Now, moving on from this, the 33-year-old trader, Latifa Salifu, who is at the centre of the child stealing incident at Mamprobi Polyclinic, has pleaded not guilty to child stealing and has been granted bail. The taking of her plea was after police prosecutors told the court that their investigations have concluded and that they have officially charged her for stealing. When the case was called on Wednesday, 4th March 2026, the prosecution led by Chief Inspector Apoku Eniaje said that they had filed a new charge sheet to amend the previous charge sheet of the case. He said the old one was a provisional charge while the case was still under investigation. But now the police have finished their investigation and have formally charged the accused person, hence the need for the amendment. Following confirmation by the lawyer of the accused person, Dr. Hamisu Mohammed, that his client has been served with the new charge sheet. The old one was struck out by the court and substituted with the new charge sheet. The presiding judge, Her Honour Annette Sophia Essel, subsequently took the plea of the accused, who pleaded not guilty to the charge. Now, the Deputy Director of Medical Services at the Police Hospital, DCOP Dr. Luke Zakpa, is calling on women in leadership, women-focused organisations and corporate institutions to support the hospital's female and maternity wards. His appeal comes after Comfy Ghana donated air conditioners to the labour and maternity units as part of celebrations for the upcoming International Women's Day. Dr. Zakpa says the donation is timely and significant, but more support is needed to improve care for mothers and newborns.
As part of its annual outreach to women-focused institutions, Comfy Ghana has donated air conditioners to the police hospital's labour and maternity ward to improve comfort for mothers during delivery and recovery. Speaking after the presentation, Executive Director of Comfy Ghana, Pearl, noted that supporting institutions that directly serve women is both a responsibility and a privilege for the company.
Comfy Ghana is a female-led organization, and we've got strong women as well leading various departments within the business. Now, this means a lot to us because this is International Women's Month, and it is for this reason that we're here, to support women in every aspect of life, particularly women who have put to bed and are recovering. We believe that with the various themes that go on year, this theme says you give to gain, right? And so for this year's theme, we believe that in supporting our women will in themselves give back to our communities. They recuperate faster, they move back into their various businesses and corporate life, and contribute to the growth of our country, Ghana.
Receiving the items on behalf of the hospital, Deputy Director of Medical Service, DCOP Luke Zakpa, described the donation as timely and impactful.
Deal to us because, like I said at the presentation, We have a lot of logistical challenges as a hospital, including the provision of air conditioners to create the right ambient condition for our clients. So this generous donation takes a lot of burden off us in terms of committing extra financial resources to acquiring them. So it is.
He also urged women in leadership, women-focused organizations, and corporate bodies to support the maternity ward and the hospital as part of activities to mark the Women's Month.
So for all women-related quasi-organization NGOs, we're calling for them to support us to achieve the goals that we've set ourselves in terms of maternal and child welfare care.
As Ghana marks International Women's Day and Women's Month under the theme Give to Gain, the corporate donation to the police hospital is highlighting the practical impact behind the slogan.
Now, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Acquah, says no Ghanaian has been killed or injured following the latest developments in the Middle East, as government intensifies efforts to safeguard its citizens in the region. In a Facebook post, the minister disclosed that he convened a virtual meeting with Ghana's ambassadors and consuls general across the Middle East to assess the evolving security situation and coordinate additional consular interventions. Amid escalating tensions, Ghana's former Vice President and 2028 New Patriotic Party flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and his wife Samira Bawumia have been safely relocated from Qatar. The relocation was coordinated by Ghanaian diplomatic missions in the region, acting on direct instructions from the Foreign Affairs Minister. On behalf of the government of Ghana, the minister directed embassies in the Middle East to take immediate steps to ensure the safety of the former Vice President, his wife, and their entourage. He expressed relief that no Ghanaian casualties have so far been recorded. The minister further revealed that government has compiled a comprehensive database of Ghanaians in the affected countries, including short-term visitors and persons currently in transit, to strengthen monitoring and emergency response efforts. Now, as Ghana celebrates academic excellence, the government is sending a clear warning to students across the country. Brilliance must go hand in hand with discipline. At a courtesy call by 52 outstanding BECE awardees, the Deputy Minister for Education cautioned against rising indiscipline and hooliganism in schools, stressing that misconduct could derail even the brightest of futures.
The Deputy Minister for Education, Dr. Clement Acquah, has issued a stern warning to students, especially those in second cycle institutions, to turn a new leaf from indiscipline, hooliganism, and lawlessness, stressing that such behavior could derail their academic progress.
Let your colleagues know that those who would refuse to conduct themselves properly, those who misbehave, those who will be lawless, those who would engage in acts of criminality, will be dealt with.
During a courtesy call on the Ministry of Education by 52 outstanding students selected nationwide as BEC Excellence Awardees, Dr. Acquah expressed concern about recent incidents in some schools across some parts of the country, warning that the government will not tolerate any behavior that undermines discipline and learning.
We are not happy with the hooliganism, the lawlessness, and indeed the misconduct that we are recording in some secondary schools. So please stay away from such behavior. Conduct yourselves properly and focus on your studies.
He also cautioned students who engage in criminal acts, violence, or destruction of school property will face arrest, prosecution, and possible imprisonment, adding that such actions could permanently destroy their future opportunities. He said the government has given clear instruction that discipline must be enforced in all schools.
Minister has given us the marching orders. The president has given us his blessing that there must be discipline in our secondary schools. So if you misconduct yourself, you will be arrested, you will be prosecuted, and you may go to jail and also lose the opportunity to realize your dream. So let this be a caution through you to all students.
Out of hundreds of thousands of candidates who sat for the 2025 BECE, only 52 students drawn from all 16 regions, including private and students with visual and hearing impairments, made the final list. While encouraging them to aim higher, he reminded the students that academic excellence alone is not enough.
Let your colleagues who are not here understand that it pays to conduct yourselves lawfully, properly, and to respect the regulations as expected of you as students. And those who do not, they would face the consequences.
Over the years, the Justice for All program has helped reduce the number of remand prisoners in Ghana's prisons. Now, figures show remand inmates have dropped from about 31% in 2007 to nearly 13% as of 2nd March 2026. Now, the program held its first sitting in 2007 under former Chief Justice Georgina Theodora Wood, at a time when more than 4,000 out of 13,800 inmates in Ghana's prisons were on remand, worsening overcrowding. Our Eastern Regional correspondent reports from the Koforidua, prisons.
Speaking to journalists in Koforidua, the Eastern Region, Court of Appeal Judge Justice Acquah Saribotwe, who serves as steering committee chairperson for Justice for All program, touted that over the past 19 years, the Justice for All program has had substantial impact on reducing remand population, describing current figures as a major improvement compared to the situation at the program's inception.
At the time of the inception of the program in 2007, the total prisoner population was 13,800, out of which 4,218 were remands or pretrial inmates, constituting 30.57% of the total prisoner population. This high remand population contributed substantially to the then acute overcrowding in the prisons, which stood at 72.41%. It is refreshing and my pleasure to announce to you that as of yesterday, the 2nd of March 2026, data from the Ghana Prison Service Records Unit indicates that the total inmate population is 13,620, which comprises 1,745 or 12.81% remands and 11,875 or 87.19% convicts.
Under the Justice for All program's court sitting in Koforidua prisons, supervised by Her Ladyship Justice Acquah Saribotwe, some 15 pre-trial detainees who had been awaiting trial for extended periods were granted bail.
For today's Justice for All sitting in the Koforidua prisons as follows. The total number of cases that were presented was 31. The number of bail applications granted was 15. The number of prisoners who were convicted and dealt with today was 4. The number referred to psychiatric treatment was 2. The number of cases that the applications were refused were 2. 5 cases were struck out and 3 were withdrawn. The Justice for All program has proven to be more than a response to overcrowding. It has become a symbol of Ghana's commitment to upholding the rule of law, safeguarding human rights, and ensuring that justice is not delayed or denied.
Justice Acquah Saribotwe was of the view that as criminal justice system becomes more efficient, the need for Justice for All program will be reduced. Reporting for GHOne TV and Star FM, Kudransa, Koforidua.
Well, that's all we have for the GH Today news this morning. My name is Acquah. For more news updates, click on starfm.com.gh. Do enjoy your Thursday.